How we doing? It's Mailman Nick. Follow me on Instagram at Nick Venti. If you enjoy this content, please give us a thumbs up. Don't treat us like 204Bs over here. And obviously, these are all thoughts and opinions, and we not speak on behalf of the Postal Service. So I got a special guest with me. Thank you for coming on. Please introduce yourself and tell us your background and kind of your job history and how you got to the post office and what state you're located in and things like that.
If people know me as Yaya's me. I'm somebody. I'm from Texas, West Texas. I got into the post office thanks to, I got into the post office, and I've been here for about 10 years, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yeah, what did you do before the post office?
Oh, man. It's funny. I tell people on my route, I've been delivering to you for like almost 9.5 years. Before that, every job I ever had, I was about 2.5 years. I've done plumbing jobs. I've done construction jobs. I've done retail. I ran a video game store for a long time. And yeah, I remember when I got hired, they asked me, why is it always 2.5 years that you got work? I was like, well, that's just how it was.
Yeah, you get bored of something every 2 years, find something different. But
yeah.
No, that's just how it happened, though. What made you stick? So you've been with the post office the longest out of your jobs. What made you stick with the post office so long?
That I don't know. That's a tough question because this job is tough. You know how it is, Nick. This job
8 hours.
Is
8 hours.
8 hours. No, this job is tough. It is, but I don't know. It's just the grind. It is, and you knew that from people that this job is a good job. It's got good benefits for retirement. That's the big thing is the retirement. But things are kind of changing now.
Yeah, there's definitely some culture changes and other types of changes. So what type of challenges? So you said West Texas. What type of challenges as far as like weather or like are you delivering in like the hood? Like what type of challenges do you face on the route?
Yeah, y'all want to check out my channel? You can see some stuff and see what I do. But yeah, now I deal with it's cold as heck. It's cold as heck in the morning, but then it's one of those things where you feel glad that you wear a sweater in the morning, but you regret it in the afternoon. I deliver in the desert. I do. And yeah, I deliver in an area that's not that great of an area. You should see the stuff that I've seen. You've seen the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, you showed me, and yeah, I see some crazy stuff too. But any type of animals, like do you see like scorpions and stuff? Like what type of animals you see in the desert?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I see scorpions. I see spiders. I see. We got black widows. I deliver. I got my NBUs that I deliver to, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, hold on. There was one time I don't know if I told everybody in the group chat. There was one day where I had to go do I think you call it a relay. That's one thing that's funny is everybody calls it something different everywhere. We call it a handoff, and I had a handoff where I went to a house where they had a bunch of a deer statues standing around, and I saw a deer just sitting on the steps, and I was like, okay. I walked up, and it went. It looked at me. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what the?
Right.
Yeah, I see mountain lions. I see all kinds of stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We get to see wildlife, what other people who are having office jobs they don't really see. We're out in we see all types of stuff, people and animals, and I ever since I started being a mail carrier, I never realized how much accidents happen. There's so many. I witnessed so many accidents on the street, car accidents. It's crazy, isn't it? So you've been here for like a decade, right? So what would you say is the best part of the job for you? Like, what do you like best about the job?
Right now, when you hear that, when you clock out,
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best. That is definitely the best part of the day. But before you clock out, what do you think? I mean, you stayed here 10 years. Other than the benefits, what do you think is the best part of the job?
nah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's people that you talk to, people that you meet. Like one of my things, I've got a dog on my route. His name's Rolo. He's this husky. And
Um,
that's like the highlight of my day. I see
mm,
him I'm like, Rolo. And he does the whole like, oh, let's go play. And I
right.
give him hugs and I do stuff. And it sucks because a customer on the other side of the street has a pit bull that came and attacked him. So the customer had to build a big fence. And now I got to reach over the fence just to be like, hi, Rolo. What's up, homie? What's up, man? What's up, my man? What's going on? Like, yeah, stuff like that, just little things like that,
Yeah,
like and customers that give you drinks, give you, they set out chips and whatnot, and yeah, it's cool. That's one thing I do like. You get to meet with a lot of people, you get to interact with a lot of people. Like I've said before on my channel, like that's our community. We
right.
spend more waking hours out there than we do in our own neighborhood. That's our
Exactly.
community. Yeah, that's our
Right.
community. That this is our area. We know all these people that yeah.
Right. So what? So I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you a question. I lost it.
These things
Um.
happen.
Yeah. It's the long work days. It's the long work days.
Hell yeah. Peak
What type of
season's coming,
advice?
fellas.
What's that?
No, I said peak season's coming,
Oh
fellas.
yeah. Oh yeah. What what advice would you give to a new carrier who's going into peak season? What would you tell them to kind of brace them for what we're about to endure?
Quit your gym membership.
Right. We're gonna be lifting a lot of heavy Amazon packages and stuff like that. But
Now, just expect that you're going to work a lot. It's going to happen, especially if you're a hard worker. That's one thing I tell the new hires. If you want to get hours, bust your ass. You got to do it. Don't listen to what a lot of people say. Bust your ass, work your hours. The more that you work and the more that you show you want to work, you're going to get the hours. They're going to want to put you in instead of everybody else. And it's going to suck. It's going to suck, which you did PTF, right?
yeah, I was a PTF for like maybe 6, 7 months, and then I made unassigned regular.
Yeah, see, that sucks. When I started, it was CCA to straight regular. So I
Mm.
only had to do 2.5 years. You guys got to do a lot longer time to finally make regular and get your route. But you know what? You got to put in the suck. Welcome to the suck. It's my Marine buddy that I work with telling me, welcome to the suck.
Exactly. You gotta put your time in for a few years before you like every blue collar job. It's like apprenticeship, and then you become a journeyman. You gotta go through all 4 seasons. You gotta go through all that before you actually are respect. Like in my office, I have a carrier who says he hasn't learned the new carriers' names because they always quit. If they last a year, then he'll learn their names. That's how it is.
Yep. And that's how it was when I started. When I started, see, like, yeah. When I started, I've told you, Nick, everybody at my station when I first started as a CCA, they were humming. Another one bites the dust. They didn't want to know my name. They didn't want to talk to me, nothing, because they were like, "Wow, you're only going to be here for like 3 days."
Right.
But yeah, after a certain amount of time, they're like, "All right, you paid your dues. You paid your dues. You,
Yeah.
you
After a certain amount of time, if you've been through some winters, if you've been through some hot summers, then the regulars start to respect you 100%.
yep."
So, do you plan on retiring with the post office?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know what could happen. It might be Amazon at that point.
Nah, I've made it to
Yeah.
the point where I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. The whole contract thing, everything with that, let's see where that goes. But at the same time, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to go find something else. I've been here for this long. No, I'm seeing this through. I remember, I've told people like, now y'all gonna have to fire me. If you don't fire me, I ain't going nowhere.
And they don't fire people at the post office. Like you have to be doing something illegal to get fired.
Right.
Yeah, it's bad. But at the same time, we don't got to worry about our job. If there's carriers in my office, I'm like, there's no way I'll ever get fired if they still have a job, for sure.
No comment. No comment on that
Yeah,
one.
right. There's some jokes in our office. Like there's a few carriers who always call off, and one of our carriers is like, "Is this carrier here? Is this carrier here?" Because they always call off all the time. There's a lot of jokes in our office. We're a troubled office. That's what they say. We're a troubled office. Uh, One last question before I get out of here. Is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything you want new carriers to know before applying, or is there any advice you would give to carriers who are struggling, who are may feel a little slow, who are getting harassed by management? What type of advice would you give to those carriers?
Suck it up. Just deal with it. Just deal with it.
Right.
It's like you see me on Jay's channel. The times I've been on there, it gets better. It does, and there's a reason that's why it's like this. It's yeah. If you're gonna get into this job, that's something you got to do. You got to just suck it up and know that it gets better.
Exactly. And that's what like with my brother right now, he stresses sometimes about the job because, being a CCA, you're dealing with the worst. The CCA grind is the worst part of your career. You're 30 years, 40 years. Yeah. So when you're a CCA, you're dealing with all the crap, but if you quit before you even see regular, you're going to quit before the job gets better. So why the hardest part of the job is a CCA. If you get through that, then the rest of your career, you're going to coast. You're going to get your own route. You're going to be able to be on the 40-hour list if you want to. You could be on route only, get some overtime on your route if need be, or be on the overtime list. And it gets better, and you'll get all the benefits you need, like the vision, dental, 401k, all TSP, all that stuff. And people quit
That's
before
one
they
thing
see
that
that.
sucks. That's one thing that sucks. When you're a CCA, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what route you're on. You're sitting there at 4 a.m, twiddling your fingers in uniform, waiting if you're going to get the phone call. That sucks. But once it's over, once you have your own route and you make regular, you know what you're doing. Yeah, you might get a handoff. They might tell you one day, hey, you know what? I need you to go help. Like, I know you, Nick. Like, you're like, all right, cool. It's like this money.
Give me the money. Show me the money.
Yeah, myself, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn it, I gotta go help.
Yeah, Mr.
But
8 hours, Russ.
yeah, 8 hours. But yeah, once you know what you're doing, and especially if you do 8 hours, I know I always say 8 hours, and I'm kind of starting to stop running. But once you realize that you got your own route, you know what you're coming into, it's easier. At first, it's your I don't know, like somebody like myself that has high anxiety, you freak out, like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? How much do I have to do? I'd be the first one in there and the last one out. I'd be sitting there at the dock, like, oh, just tired. And I have regulars like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I'm tired. But yeah, now I'm to the point where I'm like, no, I got my route. Management leaves me alone. They know they ain't got to worry about me because I always do 8 hours. And yeah, you know,
Right. Mr. Reliable over here. That's good.
hey,
But yeah, like you said, just gotta suck it up, get through it, and things will get better. That's what I'm trying to tell my brother too. It will get better for sure. And once you get your own route, coasting. And knowing your rights too is another thing. Make sure you know your rights and all that good stuff. But Russ,
No, you got to, yeah. Don't let them take advantage of you. Well, they're going to take advantage of you in the beginning, but yeah, like you said, no. Especially once you get past the 90 days. Once you get past the 90 days, you can get into the union. Then you can start saying, "Hey, wait, hold on." Like, no.
Yeah, get the smack down with the grievance. A lot of, and and that's what a lot of people don't know. They don't know their rights. Like management, I've seen management lied to carriers straight to their face, and I'm like, you could grieve that, right? They bank on you not knowing your rights. So that's why I tell people all the time, like, just do your research, read, look up on Reddit. People talk about rights all the time. Listen to podcasts, watch, JH and all these guys who know what they're talking about. Chooch and Russ and Derek and all the all the
That's what I
heavy
was
hitters.
going to say too. The new hires. Honestly, I haven't yet. I've tried to, and I don't know what it is. Read the handbook.
Yeah.
The people I've got people that I work with that have read the handbook and they know what they're talking about. My mentor, which is the guy that told me that quote, it gets better. Just hang in there. That dude knows the handbook word for word. Anytime, I don't even go to my shop steward. I don't go to my union president. I got one dude that I go to that knows the handbook. I always go to him for questions. If you really want to, save yourself, read the handbook and know our
Know
rights.
your rights, exactly, and that'll save you a lot of trouble. And if management, it'll give you a lot of confidence, because if management's like, "Hey, you can work past 12 hours," be like, "Hold on one second. The the handbook says we can't, or the contract says we can't work past 12, or whatever." You'll know your rights. So I'll
Yep.
work past 12. It's an easy grievance, extra money, and I'll get the overtime. So it's easy money for me. But Russ, I
Hell of
appreciate you.
overtime.
Yeah, exactly. Russ, I appreciate you coming on. Where can people find you? Where can they find your videos?
If you want to check me out, it's called Yaya's Me. If not, I'm always lurking around in everybody's chats. I'm around. Yeah. I'm just here. Yeah, I'm just here to have fun. Let's do this.
Right. Always. You got 8 hours, so you got time to joke around and.
No, then I gotta go home and do the second shift.
Oh yeah, right. That's true. Second shift starts when you get home. But yeah, Russ, I appreciate you coming on. Uh, please like this content, share, subscribe, check out Russ, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon.